How are y'all doing? I am so sorry about last last week. Last week I had it was the error of the user. It was my fault. So I'm really sorry about last Thursday. It probably was the best meditation that I've done yet. So it was a little bit of a bummer. No, I'm just kidding. It was great for us in the room, but I did the whole thing as if I'm talking to you now, and afterwards I looked and it had not been uploaded. So hopefully things are going okay now, and welcome. Today we're beginning our exploration of Yesod. Yesod this week is about bonding and foundation. It's kind of like, what is the foundation of who we are? Is one way to look at it, but I'd like us to think about today the bonding aspect of this, the idea of who we form bonds with. Today is Netzach Shebiyasod, which is endurance or enduring within foundation or bonding. And I thought that we could think about the bonds that we have in our lives, the relationships we have, and whether we truly consider them enduring. For instance, if you have an argument with somebody, do you think that, oh, the relationship's over? Or is it the kind of relationship you have where you know that it's challenging, but you're going to be able to make it through that time? I was talking with a couple this morning who's going to get married in about a year, and this is not code for I was talking to my wife. Okay, I was actually talking to a couple, and we were just talking about how you argue, that kind of a thing, just quickly. And she said, "Well, I always feel that when we have an argument or have a heated discussion, that afterwards we feel closer to each other." And I think that's true. And I think that statement that she made said to me that she believes that the bond that she has with him is enduring. And so I thought that perhaps today could be for the consideration of the eternal bonds that we have. Who do we have those with? And maybe it's interesting to kind of check in with the relationships that we have with certain people in our lives to see whether they truly are bonded in the way we'd like them to be. And I have two other things I wanted to say, and one is on this note of what bonding with another person gives. The idea of bonding with another, to me, is an affirmation of who I am. In my history of my life, I've had few friends, many acquaintances, but if I'm in an area of life and somewhere like at a camp or whatever, I have a few very close friends, and then there's other people, and I feel like what I try to do is kind of bond with people in a deep way, and you can't have 50 people that you're bonding with in a deep way, because bonding gives you an affirmation that you are worth something. And you only get that if you have a deep bond with somebody who gives you that kind of energy, because a bond is two things coming together. I'm not talking about that I'm bonded to something and it's me on that thing. It's two people coming together, two things coming together. It could be a person and an animal. I'm incredibly bonded with my dog. But what the bonding gives to me is it says, you know what, I'm an okay person. I've got a friend. I am the kind of human being that can give enough to receive from somebody, or I'm giving enough so that I'm ready to receive, or I'm in a relationship with someone that is so mutual that I don't need to ask for things, but I'm getting what I need from them. And I think that it's important for us to think about those bonds that we have and the eternality of them. It's strange because when you have children, you of course assume that that bond is an eternal bond. And indeed it is, because they're always your child and you're always their parent. But those can be fractured very easily. Um, Instead of judging, oh, this is a good bond and this is a bad bond, it's what is the bond, and just noticing what is, so that if you decide later, you know what, that bond, that's not enough for me, I want more of a bond with that person, then you know what to do with it. So it's looking at the reflection of the bonding in front of us, and then noticing it. Huh, you know, that's a bond where I think I'm a little more than they are to me. Or that person's really attached to me and I'm not feeling it. Or, wow, that's a mutually beneficial bond that I'm having with that person. And I want to nurture that. Nurture is another word that comes up. It's not just being affirmed, but to have a bond with something else and someone else, you get something back from that. You get the nurturing, you get the caring, just as you nurture and you care for that person. So those are just some ideas that I thought we could consider today as we begin our meditation. And then the last thing I want to say, and I'm hoping that this is working online, I can't tell from where I am, is over the weekend, Michelle did a workshop. This one I am referring to my wife. And in the workshop, the person who was leading the meditation said that online they are doing more led meditations than just the kind that we've been doing, because it's very hard to know what the other person's doing. And so people are doing a lot of like that, you know, and checking to see, oh, it's quiet. Is there anything going on? Am I missing something? Is there something happening? So I'm gonna lead us through this meditation a little more than usual. I am going to start with silence, just to allow us to sink into the space and to change ourselves from kind of the regular world. Start with just breathing, but I'm going to come in sooner, and I'm going to start offering invitations to think about X, Y, or Z, and today they'll have to do with bonding and our friendships and our love for others. And I would love the feedback on it. Like if we're done with it or halfway through and you're like, God, I wish he would just stop talking, which you may be saying right now, then I want to know about that. I want to hear that. If you're like, wow, I really like that, it kind of brought my mind somewhere, I'd like that feedback too. And I'll come on afterwards on the Facebook page. Actually, I believe we're on YouTube as well now, and the video might be a little better. But I'll go on and I'll look at the comments afterward just to know what you'd prefer, because I you know, this is for you, and for me, I can do it both ways. I really love the total silence, but I'm okay. I've been talking a little bit anyway, but I can ramp that up a little bit. That would be fine. So we're going to start now, and we're just going to go quiet first. And then, I don't know, I may only go 5 minutes with the quiet, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to start directing us. And I have a little watch here, but I'm not sure if this watch is in the right time, but that's okay. Okay. So we're just going to breathe normally. No need to put on any breath, although we'll start with a couple deep breaths just to get us going. And sometimes those deep breaths continue. But we're just allowing things to be just as they are for now. I find that whenever I say that phrase, I get this strange feeling over me. Like, it's like literally a calm, right? Allow things to be just as they are for now. Just saying that, for me, it calms me. It's saying, I don't have to change the world at this moment. We're observing our life. We're observing ourselves during this half hour. Where do we bond with people? That's today. What are our bonds enduring? That's today. And we're just noticing, trying not to judge. Because some we want to be enduring and some we may not. So there's no need to judge it. Your thoughts are going to take you way far away. Just bring yourself back in love. That's fine. Let's not try to change anything. Let's breathe normally. Just notice our lives. So let's get into a position where we're comfortable yet strong as well. And let's do a deep breath together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more. And now let's just continue our regular breathing. We're just going to concentrate on what happens when we breathe. What happens to your body? On the in-breath, do you feel your stomach filling? And in the out-breath, you feel your stomach going down. Just concentrate on that feeling a little bit. And we're just staying in the now. That breath, that's just for now. Your mind will take you away. Just bring yourself back to your breath for now. core relationship for you. How is it that you're bound together? How do you hold up to the challenges? A particular time when you felt the bond was strongest? And where are you now in comparison to that? It's one that will endure. Are there hints? Are there clues? Or what experiences have you had with this person that tells you that this is an everlasting bond? Was there a time when you didn't feel that bond with this person? What is it that you give and receive? How does this bond make you feel? Or perhaps to even consider, what could you do to improve the bond? Does this bond keep you from bonding with anybody else? Does this bond inform you about other bonds that you have in your life? Does it affect other bonds? Perhaps you could offer this blessing to them when you're ready to move along. You feel my eternal bond, or maybe you feel my enduring bond. May our bond endure. Let's just put that thought right out there. If you'd like, I invite you to life that you're bonded with. family member usually. Let's bring ourselves to our friendship circle. Bonds you have with your friends. Not judging them, just reflecting on them, meeting them. Hello, bond. I guess one question to ask when we think with our friends is, what would it take to improve this bond? Would it be actions on my behalf or actions from the other? Who would need to act in order to strengthen the bond that we share with that person? And if it's you, you may want to reflect on that and explore what it is that keeps you from truly, deeply bonding with that person. There's no judgment on that. It just is what it is. You may not want to improve the bond, but you may, and there may be something, some obstacle that keeps you from achieving that bond. Perhaps opening that up a little bit and reflecting on that. How does that bond affect you in your life? And how do you feel about this bond? Does it nurture you? And as we finish up this section, I invite you to take a little walk. Take a walk down the corridor where there's a door at the end. And make your way towards that door, around the edges of the inn. And as you approach the door and open it, you walk outside. Tight bonds with and just look at all those people that you have bonds with, all the people that nurture you and begin by all of your friends and family. May you feel safe. May you feel healthy. Just offer that right to all of them. May you feel safe. May you feel healthy. May you feel healthy and safe. And say that for a couple of breaths. May you feel healthy. feel healthy and safe. And then, after you've done that for several breaths, you can turn it onto ourselves, because it's important for us to feel these things as well. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy and safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. And just let's do that to yourself. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. And now let's just bring ourselves back to our breath, and we'll take our final moments together in the now. Concentrate as we breathe in, and going down as we breathe out. Just notice your breath.